I can't hear anything there.
William's definitely on.
It's just listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
we
you,
got
Rob.
you, mate.
Can you hear us?
So I didn't
Hello, Rob. Can you hear us?
No, everything's
Hello.
going
Oh, there we go. We can hear you now.
Yeah, brilliant. Just give me 1 sec here. Okay, guys, we have Director of Rugby Andy Friend and Captain Jack Carty. We're going to start with Irish media via Zoom, and then we'll open the floor after that. So, Rob, if you want to get us underway, and we'll take it from there.
Brilliant. Andy, commiserations. I know that's not the way you wanted it to end. The dream was to get to the final, but when you're going down in a game like that, it was a pretty frantic finish and a pretty epic game to be involved in.
Yeah, listen, it's not the way we wanted it to finish, Rob. At 77 minutes, we're 6 points behind, and I honestly felt we were going to sneak it. You could see both teams were nervous from the outset. Well, certainly the Stormers were nervous from the outset, and then they found their mojo. We got into a bit of a lull then, but it was a tit for tat sort of a game. I think in the end the best team won, mate. But what a brilliant occasion for our blokes. A lot of those fellas, it's their first time playing on a big stage like that, and I thought we ran the defending champions pretty close. I don't think the scoreline in the end was reflective. That last try probably hurt us, but we'll hurt that scoreline. But listen, at the end of the day, I think the best team won.
There was key moments where little mistakes will rankle. How do you kind of assess that? Would you be saying to the players that, look, we win together, we lose together, or would you understand that certain players are going to be like, God, I had a chance there and it was the wrong moment to make a mistake, etc.?
Oh, mate, it's a big stage, and we do win together, lose together. It's a massive stage, and it's a massive experience for some fellas who've never played on that stage before. So we will be better, or Connacht will be better for that experience. And there's going to be frustration. We knew before the game, you've got 40,000+ people here. There is additional pressure, and I think those players will reflect upon that and they'll learn from that experience. But at the same time, I can never doubt the effort that went in there, the desire to win that game. And I thought, as I said, with 3 minutes to go, we're within a score to steal what most would have said was going to be an amazing victory. But we didn't do it, but we certainly put ourselves in with a chance.
Bottom line, you're going to get a lot of plaudits for having a great season, for turning something in January where Connacht were way outside to winning 7 of 8 to get to this point. You're going to get all the plaudits for that. Is that the way that your mind is going to go, or will you be just cursing the missed opportunity here?
Yeah, it's cursing the missed opportunity. I think Connacht's. I've loved my time here, the 5 years, but we don't want to be the team that loses a game and everyone pats you on the back and says, geez, you're good little fighters, because we're actually more than that. I think we're more than that. And I think the way the club's going, it's a matter of time and it will start to win these games. So the plaudits will feel a bit hollow, to be honest with you. I can't control those. What I can control is what we've been able to control is the way we've grown as a team, and as the way we'll continue to grow. I think Pete Wilkins coming in as the new head coach next year, the coaching team he's got, the playing staff that we've got, I think there's enormous opportunity for this team to keep growing. And I've got every faith that it will keep growing. And one day, not in the not too distant future, I reckon they will hold the trophy.
We'll get a chance, Andy, to talk more here on Galway Bay FM with you before you depart. But thanks for your time. And just quickly to Jack. Jack, I mean, listeners to Galway Bay, people who've watched on the screen, they've really been taken aback by what Connacht have achieved in the last few weeks, and obviously getting to this stage. But I'm sure first and foremost, it's really, really gutted dressing room there that you're not going to be in the final.
Yeah, you said it there. I think probably the manner in how we lost as well at crucial times. Individual errors, I suppose, from a place where we could put pressure on them and putting pressure on ourselves. So it's a very somber and quiet changing room. But obviously we took a moment for the people who are finishing up. Friendly beside me, Marms, Mossy, Devault. So obviously we'll get our chance to say our goodbyes during the week. But it's a disappointed changing room, as you said.
How would you compare this season with all the other seasons, Jack? I mean, it's been an adventure and it's been a quite of an unexpected journey that you've taken. But how would you kind of mark it now as you sit here?
Yeah, I think a few of us were speaking about it the last couple of days. It's probably been the most enjoyable season of my career to date, anyways. Especially from Christmas onwards, I think. We'd created something special with the group we had. Obviously, there's a few moving on. We struck the balance between enjoyment but also doing our job, and I think that's what led us to where we were today. Fortunately, we didn't have enough on the day, but that's what we'll try to replicate moving on.
I'm just thinking the way you turned that around, the 24-8, the game was almost gone. You didn't think that. What was key to Connacht sitting in a game at 20, a 4-point margin by the 66-minute mark?
I think it was just sticking to the plan. Look, we know that the Stormers bring a massive amount of line speed, and it was about playing into that. I think in terms of our kicking game, at times it helped us put pressure on them. It was just about doing what we said from the offset, and I think that's what enabled us to start the game well and got us back into the game. But then there's key moments of where we switched off. That's what hurt us.
And finally, I mean, there's a lot of young players in that dressing room. They must want, now that they got this close, they'll want to get back there again. What's key to that to try and get Connacht back to this stage next year?
Yeah, obviously we've had a taste for it now. It's about, you said, them young players driving it forward, the older players that are there driving it forward, and I think the players even who aren't here, who are back home in the academy, and young people coming through in grassroots in the province. That's what the last couple of weeks will do. It'll drive them to kind of come into the team and push the province forward.
Good luck today, lads. Appreciate the time.
Go on, your Robbers. Thank you.
We'll open the floor if anyone wants to ask.
Andy, would you say on the particular performance was individual brilliance has been the collective effort? Because I think if you look at the stats, you've got dominated territory position, penalty count, all those kind of things. Yeah, quite a big difference in the score there.
Yeah, I think going into the game, we knew that the Stormers are a team of some brilliant individuals. We actually knew Manny was probably going to be the key. We needed to try and quieten him down, and I thought for probably the first 15, 20 minutes we did, and then he, as I said, he found his mojo and off they went. So you've got to pay credit to that. Yeah, at the end, I think the better team won, to be honest with you, because in these games you've got to take those chances, and we had more chances, which we didn't take. They had less chances, but they took them, and they ended up scoring 6 tries to 4. So I think the better team won in the end.
And just on the conditions, and you guys played a very strong win out there from where you guys playing conditions like.
Yeah, we are used to wind, but not a swirling wind. That one was, depends on where you stood on the field as to what the wind was doing. Yeah, I thought our tactics were right. It was probably the execution of some of the tactics that hurt us today. I don't think the wind was a factor, to be honest with you. I just think it was, again, the occasion, and we're dealing with humans, and sometimes humans make errors. And today we probably made too many errors on a stage where fewer errors would have been better.
Jack, some word on your office number one and his performance. Where do you think of?
Yeah, he's an incredible player in terms of just watching him. You never know what he's going to do. You think he's going to pass and he'll do a chip over the top, kicks off both feet. Incredible goal kicker, running threat. I think he's a phenomenal player, and I think it would be wrong for him not to be pushing in for that South African 10 jersey. He's a joy to watch, just in terms of the range of skills he has, and then how he just leads his forward pack around. It's good to see, and unfortunately for us, he had a good game today.
Usually bring the ball behind. Feel that you guys have a bit persistent with that.
Yeah, I suppose the plan going into the game was to hold on to the ball and try to tire out their forwards, but I think our kicking game definitely initially creates separation between their backs and forwards, and kind of, I suppose, got their big heavy forwards moving. I think we wanted to hold on to the ball when we got into their half. It was, suppose a few times that we kicked too long, it probably punished us in terms of going out in the full or kicking on their terms. But I think for the vast majority, the balance with our run kick decision was quite good. It was just you can't kick loosey or kick to that back three on the front foot because they'll punish it. Sorry, say that again. Yeah, look, that's the DNA of this team. It's about we're always going to be in with a chance because we have that within us. I think it's the accuracy element then that let us down. Our fight and our want to play for each other and team spirit is never a question. You can see that last week and you can see it for elements of today. It was just unfortunately a few individual errors that let us off the hook.
Sorry, one more there,
On the final, will they can the Stormers go all the way they can, or will you have your patriotic stamp on your chest and you do look at the final end of the month?
Yeah, I think the Stormers, for them to win, they have to, I suppose, I think, create a game of transition and kind of looseness, and you see how dangerous they are when they move the ball to width in their passes, and I think that's what will trouble the likes of Leinster and Munster is that I suppose wide passes, getting the ball to their danger men in the edge, and then obviously using their forward pack to win collisions. I thought they were great at the breakdown today in terms of how they slowed down our ball, and I think if they do that to either Munster or Leinster, that's I suppose how they get on top of them.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.